No, Dad, I'm not begging. Nope. Did you got any food over there? Just wondering.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Welcome back. Well, we got some rain last night. I think another ½ inch or something. This head is a friggin' mess from battling in the rocks and everything. I was gonna time myself to see how quickly I can get this apart and then back together, but I think I'm gonna pull it. We're gonna pressure wash everything so it's pretty clean. There's a lot of debris in there. And once that comes out, it actually makes it really nice to clean in there. But the plan is split the feeder rolls off. Ooh, that's got a little ding to it. They're still on, but a little ding to it. Split the feeder rollers off using the head. So what I gotta do to start is take off this harness, which is the controls to actually run everything. Flip that up. From there, when you hook up to the head, it's 2 bolts, 2 pins, and you can't really see it. It's right there. This one. When you loosen that up, then you can, well, you gotta take the belt off too. But once you loosen that up, that all comes apart, and then you just got your cutter housing. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So here we are. I got it mostly disconnected. It's reattached to the 220 head. Maybe if I got time, I'll mess with that. I don't know. I doubt I will. It's gonna be busy the next week. Got a lot of things to do. So let me pull it out back. I'm gonna drop this close to the pressure washer instead of bringing the pressure washer out here and make a mess. Go out there, drop this, come back out, take the cutter housing out. Yeah, take the cutter housing out, then take the kernel processor out, then wash everything. Put the kernel processor away for winter, and get this ready to go into corn or into grass. So I don't know how much actually grass we're gonna chop. That's to be determined when we get out there and start messing with stuff, but that is our plan. There it is. So that's the feed roller section of it, and as you see, it gets pretty nasty in the back just from corn. I didn't actually blow anything off, so it jumped on the truck and blew enough off that I said, okay, we're good. And I was tired. I was real tired. It was a long, well, it wasn't really that long of a fall, but getting stuck, it just wears you down. So yeah, let me slide on back out front and we'll take this cutter housing out. And from here, real simple. So as you see, the knives have some knife damage. We'll get them sharpened. We'll make it through this cutting and then do cover crop in the spring, because that will put some damage to them. And then we're probably going to put new knives through it all. So that's my plan. Take cover off. There's 1 bolt here. There's a pin on this side. There's 1 bolt here, pin on this side. Take that cylinder off and then take the sharpening hydraulic lines off, quick connects. Pick it up. Oh, you got to take the belt too, but once you get this off, there's actually 3 belts. You got your kernel processor belt that goes back right there. This is your blower belt, which also turns into your reverser belt. When you reverse it, it spins it going the other way. And then you got your main dry belt. So 3 belts, 2 pins, 2 bolts, and 2 lines, and a cylinder. So Everything's apart. Gotta hit those pins out of the bottom. Gotta hit my bolts down. And that's it. They'll all slide out forward and there's an event going on in the park today. It's Veterans Wags for Walks, I think, or something like that. I guess I'll have to look it up again. I read it on the sign. And they do it every year. And they have food trucks down there, so I figured we were sitting here getting hungry as we're working, and well, Yanko went down there with me, and he wants Yanko on a leash. Hey, come here. Jude. Tell him how much you don't like having a leash. So, only time he wears a leash ever, when we go into hotels and pet stores. I guess hardware stores if he goes in with me. But that's it. Otherwise, he's a leash-free dog. So when I put him on a leash, he's like, I just want to go see that person. I want to go hang out over here. What do you want me to do? He's not a sit right by my side all day long. As you saw, he was here and I got food. And then he went back over. He's laying on the other side of the tire just doing his own thing. But went down there. They had a sausage truck that did like hot dogs and stuff. And then they had, these people did chicken and I forget else what they did. But I saw pretzel and chili and I dove in chili with some cornbread. So I'm going to eat that. You know, this is part of the Food Channel Network now, and then we'll get finished up there. We just got to pull that kernel processor out. I got the bolts out, so we got to take the belt off and the grease lines, and that will come out. No, Dad, I'm not begging. Nope. Did you got any food over there? Just wondering. He's already had like 2 pieces of pretzel with the cheese. Cheese was pretty good. Chili is on point though. Tons of meat. It's a little spicy. I'm getting full. I had a late breakfast. Yeah. If this whole farming thing never works out for me, I'm gonna start a drive-through breakfast place. And we're just doing breakfast sandwiches because that's my specialty. You like breakfast sandwiches, or do you just like the bacon? Yanko ate a breakfast sandwich once. Walked away, and he had it all done. He doesn't want to talk about it though. During corn harvest, we actually switched one of these out. So if you haven't watched it, go back. You'll see how these can get destroyed. But we'll pop this one apart. Oh, need 2 hands usually. And it just wraps around. It runs both rollers. Which is this. They look all rusted up because they haven't run, so we will clean them up and oil them and make them good for next year. But I need 2 hands for this, so. And that is to the edge. Then you flip this up. Can we get it out? There we go. Whew. Got Andy out here now. We'll go wash all this stuff up. Alrighty, got some dirty things. Lots of dirty things. Lots and lots of dirty things. Let's get it washed. It ain't gonna wash itself, Andy. Well, here we are. Friggin' absolutely soaked. Clean. Pretty much clean. It actually cleaned up a lot quicker. We got to do the cab inside. Not clean yet. The head's dirty, but the thing that actually matters, the whole rollers are clean. So, got to do the kernel processor, which is it's a party. It's not bad, but I pressure wash it and then I oil the actual rollers. A lot of people say, oh, you just blow it off, you do this, you do that. They say don't pressure wash it. I don't know, I got 3 of them and it hasn't hurt it yet. So I've been doing that for 3 years now. And you grease everything and oil it. So do this gets put away for the winter, and then when we're gonna put all these pieces back together, just throw the intermediate in, slide that in. Really not that bad. I don't know where Andy went. He said he was gonna go grab a Mountain Dew, but I'm pressure washing, so he might have taken longer. Could use a Mountain Dew. Now we're done washing. I made a mess as I sprayed this one off, but you can see we'll oil up all the, we'll blow this off, then we'll oil it up. Andy's back. He went on a mission and got lost. He did get me a drink though. Did get me a drink.
I found my way back. That's all important, you know?
He was once lost, but he was found.
I'm still lost.
Alrighty, we're gonna pull this out front, get this grease getter put away, and put all this back together. So pressure washed it, blew it dry, and then we've got some oil. We're just gonna put it on. I know there's better things to put on. I got oil though, and I want to put it away. So put it on. I got the brush. Work it in. Call it good. Got it in. I don't know where these bolts went, but it's tight against everything. So there's bolts that line up in the back, then you put this pan on. So I'll have to get the nuts went. I'll have to get the nuts and we'll just put it on. So we're gonna slide this in now. It's gonna be real slow, nice and slow. Before we slide this in, I'm gonna show you something. Let me see if I can get you back out of there. Alrighty, I did notice one thing. That's starting to fray. That is just, I think it's the pullback spring. Oh no, it's the halfway lever. It pulls the actual sharpening stone. So it's starting to fray. I don't think we're gonna sharpen, maybe a few passes, but otherwise we're gonna be good to go into what we're gonna chop for grass. But that's something we're gonna have to change this winter. So it's always good when you got things apart, look around visually, because that is not gonna make it. Not another season. Come in. Got it hooked up. Took a minute. I had to get the head down. I gotta remember to do that when I go out so that I don't have to do it again when I have to come back in to the head, because then the cutter housing's sitting too high. I do have one of those sharpening lines, hydraulic lines, has a leak in it, so it's dripping on one side because they are always pressurized on the one side. So I'm gonna change both of those. Then I got one hydraulic line that runs the reverser for sharpening the knives that's back above the angled gearbox. So we gotta get that switched this week. We got those 4 knots, or 4 bolts, and no knots, 4 knots. Otherwise, just got little things, some grease, and hopefully we're good to go. We got pretty much back together. We'll drop the head off, hook this back up, go ahead, go grease through everything, and we got some stuff on this side. I got this stuff to hook back up, so we'll leave that alone. which isn't much, but it's way easier when the head's off to get that. And then we'll run through the machine since it has sat for, I don't know, month and a half now. And I guess the mower will be running tomorrow and we'll see some action from that. But got most of our stuff picked up. I'll leave everything out here, and hopefully my plan is tomorrow I will finish that, and then I'll dive into the 7520, get in the front clip on. And then I got all sorts of rake parts for the double rake. I'm gonna see how much time I got this week before we get into it. But new arms, new shafts, new tines, new bearings, new rollers, new everything. So we'll have to dive into that at some point. I got a single rake. Francisco got the single rake ready to run on Friday. So we do have that, but single rake, it takes twice, if not a little longer than twice to get done. So yeah, double rake is nice. We just got to give it some love. And as you see, we got all sorts of parts. So, alrighty. Well, me and Andy are going to go get some dinner. It is Sunday night. What is it, 7 o'clock now? It's actually beautiful weather out. Kind of t-shirt weather. I was wearing a jacket at the end there just because I got the sweatshirt so wet. But, yeah. Appreciate you guys watching, liking, subscribing. It's been a good time. We're going to get into some more crop work, which is amazing that we're doing crop work this late in the season. But I guess we'll try to get as much as we can because we are going to be short on grass. So it is what it is. But appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.